Some interesting cultural news to report. So YouTube star Jenna Marbles, who's kind of one of the original people on the platform who created the whole YouTuber kind of influencer culture.
Huge following.
Massive. I think she has like 20 million followers. She announced yesterday in an 11-minute video that she's going to be leaving the platform for some time as a result of, she's got some backlash. She did some videos back in 2011 in which she wore blackface and in which she,
she was impersonating Nicki Minaj.
She was impersonating Nicki Minaj, and I think she had some rap lyrics in 2011 which were construed as racist against Asian Americans. But I think the reason we wanted to highlight this is I'm just not sure that we're baking in any area of forgiveness. I don't think that Jenna Marbles is a racist. I don't think that anybody really thinks that. And I think that cultural norms were different in 2011. NBC, the NBC Corporation, has removed multiple episodes of 30 Rock and Scrubs for having blackface in them. I like 30 Rock and I like Scrubs. Frankly, I think
Jimmy Kimmel came out.
Jimmy Kimmel, and apologized. Yeah. It was funny, Yashar Ali was like, was I just asleep for all this blackface on national TV?
I know, I feel like the same way.
It didn't even really register, and the only one I remember is the 30 Rock one was making fun of people who would do it. So it's almost like a Tropic Thunder-like one. I just think that we need to be in a position of forgiveness. I think that she doesn't need to leave and be hounded off for being a so-called racist. She should do a video, which I think she did, and she said, I feel terrible, and I apologize.
She took down the old videos.
Right. Is that enough?
The other thing, because she sort of took herself out of it, she said she's taking a step back, and frankly, I didn't see the online backlash against the videos. She indicated that she had heard feedback, that she had heard criticism, that she wanted to address, that she had sort of intentionally left the old videos up because she thought it had been the right choice to show growth and show the trajectory and show change, and that she had now rethought that and she had taken the videos down and she wanted to do this sort of like, contrition video where she expresses her own growth and her own shame at some of the things that she did in the past. I actually thought that part of it was a really productive and beautiful thing. I don't think it's necessary for her to have to step down. But the other part of it that I found positive is, when I saw her name trending on Twitter and I went and looked at some of the tweets and the ones that got the most attention, it was mostly people expressing the same sentiments that we are of we appreciate you owning up to your mistakes. You don't have to step aside. We appreciate you. You don't have to do this. So I actually found that response kind of heartening to the whole thing.
It is heartening. I just think there's a terror out there. There's a terror of being denounced, and there's a terror of what I talked about in my radar today about the whole, the Washington Post will just dox you for no reason for 2018.
Oh, no, they had a reason to cover their own ass. That's why. Make themselves look virtuous in this whole thing.
Virtuous and great.
While throwing this other woman under the bus.
Destroy some random woman's life. I think that this is a deep cultural sickness, and I think that somebody like Jenna should not be, I don't watch her content. I don't think it's for me. I think it's for younger girls. But look, at the end of the day, I think we should have the ability for growth and space and forgiveness. And if she can come out and do that and continue her career, we should all be happy about that. That should be an example to many of the teenagers and others who grew up watching her videos. They should say, hey, you know what? I thought that was funny then, and now I realize that it's not funny.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, no? And so, I don't know. I'm really bothered by this because I just see it as a much broader cultural trend. Somebody like her, who's always been a genuine figure, as I understand it, in terms of her presentation and what she's been trying to do, is that there needs to be more room for people. If people are terrified, that quashes art, that quashes so much of their ability to be free and open in a society which values that. And the counter is like, what are you saying? People can't wear blackface? No. What I'm saying is that whenever you're deeply terrified of being canceled all the time, it just destroys your psyche and it destroys creative power and much more. I think it's bad.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, she sort of made this choice, and I don't know how heavy or extreme the pushback she was getting before she came out and had this sort of moment of contrition. And I do think that is a positive thing. It's always positive to reflect on things we've done. And hopefully we're all trying to learn and grow and become better people. That's ultimately the goal. But when this turns into this sort of gotcha game where we're fixated on these very easily cherry-picked problems with, problematic tweets or problematic comments, problematic skits. And again, they legitimately were. Like, no one is excusing that. But sometimes that distracts from the bigger, deeper, more challenging issues to address. And I get the argument that, like, okay, well, the fact that someone like Jenna Marbles or Jimmy Kimmel or like 30 Rock or whatever would feel so casual about doing blackface is a symptom of those deeper structural issues. I think that is absolutely the case and absolutely true. But a lot of times you end up with just these easy things to pick on, like the naming, the calling out, the shaming. That piece of it is very easy to do, and then you never get to the sort of deeper structural issues.
Yeah, I think the real thing is, ask yourself, do you think that this 2011 video means Jenna Marbles is a racist? If you don't believe that, then I don't think she should go anywhere, and I think we should accept her apology. But there it is. She says she's leaving, and I think we're worse off for it. So
more rising for you after this.